Hello, good day. It is time to stretch and move the tension out of your body, out of your mind, and come into this beautiful present moment of divine. Lovely to see you all again. We'll do a bit of movement. Obviously, what I mean by that is we'll build a little bit of heat. You may want to set up near a wall, and you'll want to have your props with you. Definitely two blocks, bolster, blanket, and that should be good. And we'll start in child's pose today. If your knees are sensitive, of course, have your blanket set up, but otherwise, just having the props off to the side. Let the hips sink down in toward the heels. And let's stretch the arms so the fingers reach toward the top of the mat. Forehead comes down. Breath is in and out of the nose. Feel the heaviness through the chest. Feeling the sternum move closer toward the mat. Feel your hips pull to the back of your mat as your navel draws in. As you inhale, you feel your ribs, your lungs expand wide. As you exhale, you feel everything soften and sink, and also stretch a little further with the fingers. Couple more breaths here. Feel your belly button draw inward and round your spine. Slide your hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath the hips. You're in cat pose. Inhale into your cow pose, dip down through the belly, open your heart, nice and easy. Find lift through the tail, exhale, round the spine. Press in through the palms, feel the grip through your fingertips. So you're feeling that stretching sensation as you inhale to cow, so as you move between these two spaces. And when you dip into your cow, feel your shoulder blades drop down, spaciousness around the neck. Keep going, follow your breath. Really work to keep your shoulder blades down. Let's do two more. Notice any spaces in the body that feel a little bit stuck. Notice the spaces in the mind and the perception even that come up. And nice and easy, let's come into neutral spine. Tuck the toes, downward dog, knees and hips up and back. Feel the hips move out of the armpits as you lengthen and strengthen your legs. Think of engaging through the quadriceps. Stacking your hips almost over your heels is the sensation we're going for. And then we're reaching through our arms. Enjoy the breath here and find stillness in your down dog. 5 breaths. Expand and release. Through the nose, inhale, you feel your arms strong. If you feel that you've got so much weight into your hands, you need to engage your belly more and pull your hips back in space so that you've got a little bit more lightness. As I mentioned, the idea of like hips over the heels, just feel that sensation. Reach the crown away and relax your shoulders into their sockets. You feel your shoulder blades pull down your back. And look forward, breathe in. Walk your feet up to your hands as you exhale. Gaze forward, Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale, we'll fold here. Just do a little bow, maybe a nod and a shake through the head, releasing any tension that's trying to hang on. Inhale, let's gaze forward again, halfway lift. And on the exhale, let's stand up. Circle your arms, breath in. Palms to heart center. Circle around and up. And to the heart. One more time, around and up. And let's pause. Anjali Mudra, hands at heart center. Taking a moment to set your intention for class. And as a collective intention today, let it be to open our perception to more than we could imagine possible. So in other words, make your plans, but be open for something even better than you can imagine to also happen. So welcoming the space of something beyond your imagination, beyond your wildest dreams in the way that you would love to receive. Open the door. It can be a tricky door to open because you'll feel the sensation of the rigidity of old belief systems that you need to stick exactly to your plan to get exactly where you're going. But that does not consider that we change. We change constantly. And what we want right now with the emotional attachment will be different than what is happening in the future. And we can't place our emotions to a non-existent future. Right? And if we do place emotions there, don't we want it to be something even beyond our wildest dreams? So can you open the door to receiving more than you ever could believe? Let's inhale, open the arms, reach them up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plank, walk back. Draw your belly in. Knees lower down, elbows pull back in space, chest and chin come down, hips come down, cobra pose, inhale. Exhale, just push yourself up and back, downward dog. 5 breaths. 1. 2. Lengthen your arms, find your ujjayi breath. 3. Weight to the hips, down to the heels. 4. Navel draws in. 5. And look forward, walk the feet up to the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, let's come all the way up, circle the arms. Hands to the heart. Circle the arms. Fold forward. Flat back. Step back plank. Strong arms. Knees pull chest forward, chest and chin. Hips down, cobra. Exhale, pushing up and back, down dog. 5 breaths here. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Looking forward, walking the feet to the hands, halfway lift, fold. Look forward, reverse swan dive up, hands to the heart, circle around, fold back down, exhaling, halfway lift, and plant your palms, walk to plank. Knees, chest, and chin. Pause here. Work your cobra, inhale. Fold back forward, exhale. Take your fingers out further. Inhale, cobra. And fold. So we'll work this space with wide arms. You're on your fingertips, continuously moving up and down with the goal of finding the smoothest action you can. Your hips stay on the ground the whole time. So your belly button might lift up, but don't lift your hips. Find smooth transitions between lowering and lifting. Make sure your chest feels broad and open. You're able to breathe. Your legs are also strong here. Maybe you can press the tops of your feet just gently into the mat. Notice that stability. We're almost there. Okay, 3 more. 2. Last one. And fold all the way down. Plant your palms below the shoulders. Shift to child's pose. Hips back to the heels. Arms forward, forehead to the mat. Feel the weight of your hips pull to your heels. Just notice the difference in the lengthening sensation of your body. Breathe in, out. Full inhale, expand your lungs. Let it go. 2 more like that. Nice full inhale. And out. Last one in. And out. Shifting to table, draw your navel in, slide your palms under your shoulders, tuck your toes, downward dog. Hips lifting up, lengthening your legs. Notice how long you feel here. Breath in. Breath out. Look forward, bend the knees, walk your way up to the hands, halfway lift. Stand up. Beautiful. All right. So from here, let's circle through the arms, breath in, nice full length through the body. And exhale, sit in the chair that's not there. Yes, feel all that beautiful length move through your body. You can interlace the fingers and point through index fingers if you like here. Just working the length of the arms as your hips sink back and down. Breath in. And fold. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Right foot steps back, lower the knee down. Anjaneyasana, nice big stretch back. Reaching through the fingers. Hands forward and down. Come back to plank. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Of course, you can do what we did before if that's better for you. Right foot sweeps to the ceiling, long and strong. Knee to the chest, step forward, left knee down. Sweep the fingers up and back. Nice big stretch and reach. Fingers forward and down. Exhale. Left toes tuck, step forward. Halfway lift, breath in. And left foot goes back again. Knee comes down, fingers reach up and back. Big stretch. Aha. Hands forward and down. Do your flow. Step back plank. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Left foot sweeps up, inhale. Knee pulls into the chest, exhale, step forward, right knee down. Fingers up and back. Soften the shoulder blades down. Hands forward and down. Step forward. Halfway lift. Stand up. Circle the arms. Sit in the chair. 1. Sink the hips a little deeper. 2. Pull the thumbs back, shoulder blades down, navel in. 3. And release. Straighten the legs. Circle the arms. Inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Halfway lift. Right foot goes back, knee lowers down, fingers sweep up and back, long through the body. As we exhale, pull your hips back in space, lengthen your left leg, toes shine up, fingers can reach forward. You can bring the fingers down to the mat and let your upper body soften here. So enjoy that lengthening through the back of the left leg. You might even feel it in the back of your left hip. Bend into left knee. Tuck the right toes. Float the knee. Step to plank. And then Vashisthasana to the left. So side plank into the left hand. Beautiful. Breath in. Right foot steps forward. Breath out. Lower your left knee down. Reach the fingers up and back. Hands forward and down. Step forward. Flat back. Exhale, left foot back. Lower the knee. Fingers up and back. Enjoy that big, beautiful stretch as you sink your hips. Now, as we exhale, pull the hips back. So push into your right foot to start to lengthen the leg as you reach forward. The toes shine up, fingers come down to the ground. Pull your chest forward. Breathe in, breathe out. And on your next exhale, shift back into that knee, plant the palms, lift the left knee. Let's come back to plank and then side plank to the right, left hand to the ceiling. Breathe in and out. Your right knee could be on the ground. Left foot steps forward, lunge. Right knee comes down, fingers reach up and back. And we exhale, hands forward and down. Step to Tadasana, to halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. We'll reverse swan dive up, inhale. Hands to the heart, exhale, pause here. Breathe in. And out. Full inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. Inhale, circle your arms. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift, inhale. Right foot steps back, knee stays lifted, exhale. So keep your left knee up, your left heel is up nice and strong. Press into the left foot, upper body comes up. Let's sweep fingers up, crescent pose. Feel your right quadricep face forward as your shoulder blades come down. Your navel draws in. Breathe in. Lengthen your back leg. Breathe out. Rotate your chest to the left and open through your arms. Breathe in, breathe out. Press into the big toes. Feel the sensation of rooting down to rise up. So we're grounding through the lower chakras, rising through the upper chakras. That crossway path is through the heart. Let's come back, crescent pose, reach it up. Now as you exhale, let's come to warrior two. Land your back heel down, open the arms. Your chest faces over to the right. Breathe in. Breathe out, shoulders stacked over the hips. Exalt your warrior here. Right hand down, left hand reaches back. Beautiful. Enjoy that lovely heat. Lengthen your front leg. You might want to walk your back heel in, slide into Trikonasana, Utthita Hasta Trikonasana, triangle pose. So if you can, grab onto your big toe with your peace fingers of your left hand. Just breathe in and breathe out. Open your heart. Beautiful. We'll bring the right hand down either onto the outer edge of the left foot or onto the mat rather, or on the shin. Left hand to the ceiling in your revolved triangle. You feel your left hip pull back to help your navel draw in. Your big toe can still push down. Your right hip pulls forward. We bend into left knee. Fingers sweep forward and up to warrior one. We'll inhale to lift the back heel and exhale to step to chair pose. Lengthen the legs, hands to the heart. Circle the arms. Fold forward. Left foot steps back. So keep the heel up and your leg nice and long in the back, but bend the right knee over the right ankle. Push into the right foot, your upper body comes up. We'll sweep the fingers up, palms face midline. We're in crescent pose. Feel your big toes push in, your right hip pull slightly back. Navel draws in, rotate your chest over to the right, your arms follow. Left hand forward, right hand back, straight and strong through the back leg. Right knee over right ankle, I know. Beautiful. Let's come up to crescent and then drop the left heel, warrior two. We open the chest to the left, shoulders over hips, looking over your front right middle finger. You can see the first few toes on the right foot, inside the right knee. You could exalt the warrior here, left hand lands down, right hand reaches back. Keep the right knee bent. We'll come back up to warrior two. You might want to walk your back leg in to straighten right leg. Right hand pulls forward to the big toe. Left hand reaches up. The hips are pulling back in space and opening to the left. Shoulder stacks, left shoulder stacks on right. Feel your navel draw inward as you open your heart. And on an exhale, left hand lands down. Again, you can walk your back foot in if you need. Left hand lands down on the outer right edge of the foot. Right fingers to the ceiling. Right hip is pulling back. Your crown is reaching forward as your left hand pushes down. You breathe. Pave the pathway for something beyond what you believe. Bend into your right knee and come up to warrior one. Relax the shoulders. Lift your back heel. Step to chair. Straighten your legs, hands to the heart. Circle your arms as you reach them up. Inhale, exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift, inhale. As you exhale, just heel toe your feet about as wide as your shoulders, toes point out. Hips come back and down into deep squat. Elbows to the inner edges of the legs, sit tall. So find your elbows maybe crawling in a little closer to the inner knees, maybe even to the inner thighs. You'll see what's up. Then we'll bring our palms together and line up the forearms with the mat so they're parallel, and you think about leaning back in tiny bits. Breathe in, breathe out. And from here, nice and easy, look forward, bring your palms down to the mat, shoulder width apart. Lift your hips, get your knees into your armpits, slide the weight forward, feel your heels lift, press into your palms, and maybe your toes float off the mat and move toward each other as you create space between the shoulder blades. Your navel's drawing in, but you're finding the space of lightness. Nice and easy, bring the feet down, lift the hips up. You're in a forward fold, feet as wide as your mat, interlace through the arms and relax. Feel your elbows heavy. Press into your big toes and lift your hips. Feel your body weight slide to the balls of your feet. Breathe in and out. And turn to face the left, so you feel your left elbow turn to the top of your mat and your right elbow turn to the back of your mat. Try to keep your legs and hips in balance. Come to face neutral and then over to the right. And we'll go back to the left. So notice my hips are stable here. The legs don't move. We're just moving the upper body. The legs are our solid foundation that allows this movement to take place. Beautiful. Let's come back to center. Lower your hips down. Deep squat. This time we'll open through the right arm, bring the fingers down to the mat. The arm stays, the tricep is connected to the inner shin. We find a space where we're leaning back a little bit and we open through the chest, and the left fingers can reach up. You could even look back toward your left hand. Breathe in, breathe out. If it's comfortable for you, you could bring your left or right hand thumb face down and then palm face up and curl it around your right leg. And maybe your left hand reaches for your right hand as you continue to look over your left shoulder. You feel your weight toward your heels here. If that's not happening for you yet, this bind might be a little bit trickier. So work your best to keep your navel drawing inward and feel your heart pulling forward if that is the case for you. Keep opening the heart. Breathe in, breathe out. And take your time, nice and easy. We'll do the left side. So left arm is long and strong, fingers out to the left. It's just straight. We're not trying to bend our elbow the opposite way. We lean back a little bit to the left to open through the right side. Right fingers reach up and back. Feel your hips sink that little bit more. Feel the opening in the lower back. Optional, left palm face up. You could bend the elbow around the leg and right hand could come back and you can open your chest to the right. But remember, when we go into binds, it's not something that we're forcing. It's something that opens up for us after lots and lots and lots of practice. Some of them are very open depending on your body type. It just depends on what's happening. Some might take years, some might take months. But breathe either way, wherever you are. And take your time to slowly release. Bring the palms down to the mat. Lift your hips on the breath in. Forward fold once again, interlace through the arms. And release, halfway lift, inhale. Stand up, exhale. Bring the feet in. And let's turn to face the wall. Just for a little bit, we'll walk up toward the wall, bend the knees, and come back into a fold. Your feet can be a little bit wider again, but we're lowering down into a squat so we can get our forearms on the mat. So this action is a big part of what we're practicing for these little bits of forearm balance entries, but think about working the core connection between your belly and your thighs as the elbows are down. And also where you're thinking of the upper back. So that gentle rounding of the spine that we do in cat pose, the shoulder blades move away from one another as we push the elbows down. That's the action we're going for here. So we're just making some other connections. You've got the wall so you feel safe. So, because sometimes we do this and it's like, whoa, we get so much muscular integration that you kind of like fly up. And that's a good thing, but it might not be controlled if it's the first time. So just know you've got your safety space around you, and we'll bring our elbows down and we practice the space of lifting the hips. But notice how I'm keeping my belly and thighs together and working the hips to lift over the shoulders. It might not all happen today. You can eventually walk your feet back too, and maybe you want to even hop up a little bit. But if you do hop up, see what it feels like to bend your knees in. And work those little crunchy spaces coming down. And maybe just give it a try 1 or 2 times. We're not going to be here for too long, but it's good to explore because we are warm in these spaces now. So again, your forearms are down, your hips lift, so your dolphin pose, but tighter. And then you can push up with one foot and come up maybe into a balance, but practice having the knees pulling in. You could have a foot on the wall and have one knee pull in at a time and then switch. Eventually come down. And we'll roll all the way up to seated on the shins. Reach for your bolster. Okay, and then we'll sit the bum down. Bolster is for the upper back support. So lay down right in the middle of your bolster. Bring your hands behind your skull and just hug your elbows around your head. Your chin can come to the throat here. And just breathe in, breathe out. And you can slowly start to lower your head down. Keep your arms hugging your head though. And breathe. Let your right knee open out to the right. Mindfully start to roll to the right as your left knee comes to stack on your right. Left knee turns up to the ceiling, elbows turn to the ceiling, right knee comes up. You're on your back, upper back is again still supported by bolster. Left knee to the left. You start to slowly turn as the right knee stacks onto the left. So we're getting a beautiful massage for our whole thoracic area here. So continue going back and forth, letting your knees guide the movement of your upper body. So as long as you can keep your head hugging nice and tight, it'll smooth things out. Now, also, as things smooth out, you might need to readjust your body on your bolster. You might wiggle around a bit, but also you might notice that it starts to feel natural to let your elbows open. If that's the case, let it happen, because it's really a good sign that you're tapping in to that tension that was once really uncomfortable going through this same movement. Breathe in and out of your nose. Beautiful. So next time you come through center, just pause. If it's available, you could slide your hands out from underneath your head. Just let your arms rest in a cactus position and continue to enjoy the opening of your chest. We can then let the knees fall out to the sides as the soles of the feet come together. Breath is in and out of the nose here. And let's close the knees together. Bring the feet as wide as the hips. Push into your feet to slowly lift the hips as high as your bolster. Now, pull your belly in and lift your hips up to the ceiling in bridge pose. And as you do that, feel your upper back lift up and reach to just slide your bolster down so it's in line with the back of your hips, and gently lower your hips down onto your bolster. Shoulder blades are flat, arms could be out in a T position. Just pause here. Knees stack over the hips. Toes reach to the ceiling. Just breathe in and breathe out. Feel your hips get a little heavier in the bolster. And then reach your toes overhead toward the top edge of your mat. Hips are on the bolster still. You're just reaching your toes. And then toes back to the ceiling. Toes overhead, exhaling. Toes to the ceiling, inhale. One more like that. Exhale, the toes reach to the top edge of the mat with hips on the bolster, and toes back to the ceiling. Let's let the knees bend, hands onto the kneecaps, and just do little circles with your knees. Then go the other way. We'll come to stillness, bringing the hands or the forearms onto the bolster. So your arms are straight and strong. You might want to adjust your shoulder blades underneath you a little bit more so we can really work the force of our forearms into the bolster. But we won't need that much force. You just want to think of the idea. So you could even make fists here with your hands. That might make the action easier for you. Toes reach to the ceiling, toes reach to top edge of mat with the hips lifting. So as the belly pulls in, your hands or your forearms push down as your hips float away. Your toes do not have to touch the mat at all. We're working this a few times. Take your time. Lower the hips back down onto the bolster. Feet are reaching to the ceiling. Then exhale. Go back into it. Plow pose. Maybe your toes touch the ground. If they do, practice on pointing the toes away. Breathe in and out of the nose. Slowly let your hips come back to the bolster. And then do one more time. Back to your plow pose. Optional, hands could come to the lower back. Be here. Maybe bend your knees, Karnipidasana. If your hands were on your hips, release the arms back to the bolster. Then take your time, roll yourself out. Let your knees stay into your chest with your hips on the bolster. You can just rock side to side or make little circles here. And then we'll place the feet slowly down on the mat. Lift your hips just enough to set your bolster aside and lower the hips back down. Shoulder blades flat. Lengthen through the neck as you pull the skull away from your shoulders. Knees over the hips. Big toes touch. Circle with your knees. And go the other way. And then come out with the arms, so the arms are wide like a T. And we'll lower the knees over to the right elbow and back to center and over to the left. Center and right. Center, so keep the legs squeezing to the left. Center, keep going back and forth. Work on the idea that your inner line of the legs could stay together. Just practice. Your shoulder blades are flat. Your shoulders, of course, stay flat. And you're working all these little spaces. Beautiful. So the next time you're over to the right, you can pause. Maybe you can drop the legs down. Make sure your left shoulder is down though. Your right hand could rest on the outer left knee if that's comfortable for you, but no pressure. Breathe in, breathe out. Maybe you want to extend the legs over to the right, and in which case you could bring your right hand around your feet or like just reach the right fingers out and continue to soften into this space. If your left shoulder is coming off the mat, press your right shoulder down a little bit more to help your chest open to the ceiling. And release, bend the knees. Draw the knees into the chest, come back to center, and we'll lower the knees down to the left elbow. Right shoulder stays down, left hand could come to the outer right knee, and we're just hanging out here. Breathing in and breathing out. Maybe you want to extend the legs. Your left arm can reach out and just hug onto the feet somehow, or just rest on the ground. Breathe in and breathe out. Nice and easy. Release, bend the knees, come back to center. Circle the knees a couple of times each way. And we'll come all the way to stillness. Lengthen down through one leg at a time. Relax out through the arms. Closing down through the eyes. Feel yourself softening in completely here. Notice the balance across your hips and across your shoulders. Can you practice breathing so quietly that you can't even hear yourself breathe? Feel yourself soften into the space of possibility, the unified field, the space where we can place our goals and be open for something even greater to take place beyond our wildest dreams or imagination, beyond what we could even conceive as loving support. Open the pathway for more. Open the doorway to hold more of your heart on your soul's mission. Notice the intention behind your goals and why you want to go where you want to go. And always remember to open it up to the divine flow so that you can indeed experience the magic of life even more often. Inhale, enjoy a beautifully long stretch through the body, welcoming all those possibilities that you don't even know are possible, welcoming the space for the unknown beauty and the unknown magic. Exhale to soften away those old expectations and rigid goals and small mindsets. Let it go. Draw your knees into your chest. Give yourself a hug. Maybe you want to rock side to side. Eventually, roll yourself up into a seat, however is comfortable for you. Feeling your shoulders stack over your hips as you bring your palms to heart center. Opening that new perspective within, that something even greater can happen. And indeed, it will if we simply can open the space to receive that which we didn't even know we needed. Sending you all a beautiful big heart blast opening. Thank you for our practice today. Namaste. And thank you, of course, for being here. I hope you feel moved in a few ways. And, we'll see you next time so we can enjoy more of this beautiful practice together. See you again soon. Much love. Bye.